Hey everyone, Happy New Year by the way, AceBullion here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking, kind of rambling a little bit, what am I not, right? About cash and whether or not it is a good idea or a bad idea to have it in today's society, especially with the EU putting a noose essentially around our spending and what we can and cannot do with spending. Thankfully here in the UK, I'm fairly lucky. I know that people across the globe will also feel a bit of relief as well. But there are restrictions onto cash spending, and with of course this new digital currency and everything else coming out, and governments claiming no, we're still going to keep our cash, but more places at least seem to be, in my opinion, restricting cash. And yeah, by the way, you guys try to go to the bank and take out £40,000 or $50,000 from your bank. Good luck. Anywho, with that being said, that's what this video is all about. Just enjoy the eye candy. Leave a comment at the end. I'll see you soon. Hello and welcome everyone, I'm your host John RMS, otherwise known as AceBullion, and today we're going to be talking about cash and the fact that, well, the EU are implying more and more rules and whether or not it may affect you wherever you may be, i.e. America, UK, Australia, etc. And could it affect you? Well, the answer technically is yes, and I'm going to explain why in some just generic terms, and I've done a lot of work into it, but it all boils down to things like, our government saying things like terrorist funding or financing, money laundering, tax evasions, and distortion of internal markets. Well, how the heck does this relate to just our basic money here? No, yes, folks, this isn't monopoly money for my friends in America. This is real money here, real cash. It's the British pound, so £10, £5, £20, and so on. Now, I've always grown up by teaching my boys, sorry, I have two, I really do have two boys, that you should always have some money in physical cash and some money in precious metals. And then there should be another couple of piles. There should be one as in your savings account, you mean savings account, a current account, and, well, the last one is an emergency funds, where you just have that there, you don't touch it, it's your emergency funds. Now, this can actually get you into trouble. That's right, yeah. So let's go through it. You don't even have to do really some weird things, but here's one of the interesting bits. And I'm gonna have to amend my website, AceBullion, because I didn't really realize it. First off, one of the really weird ones is that it's illegal to ship precious metals, any of this stuff here, by post in France. It's illegal. Shipping precious metals in France is illegal. I wasn't aware of that, and yeah, I'm still selling stuff on my website, and I've shipped to France. Yeah, government, I've just disclosed that. I don't care. But I mean, we're talking about like hand-poured things and stuff like that, and okay, so be it. I'm not fussed, but now knowing, of course, that it's under these prohibited items that it can land me. Obviously. I'd say land me, it won't land me anywhere. Essentially what it could do is mean that my package is uninsured and I lose out on whatever sale. So yeah, I think France is going to be taken off of my list rather soon because I don't want to get into trouble. Now, what else is there? You guys have seen these cop programs where, in America, where a driver gets pulled over and they have, a bag of cash or, whatever of cash lying around, and, the cop sees it. Well, If it's over $100,000 and you don't have proof, like a bank statement, say that you've just withdrawn it from the bank, yeah, guess what? That money, goodbye. You've just lost it. Can you buy a house in the UK with cash? You know, can I physically take cash and buy a house? Yeah, actually you can. Nothing there. You know, it's very simple. I can take out the cash. I can do it. They do like to see whether or not it's in your bank account. They would prefer it to obviously be direct debit and stuff. But again, there is a little bit, if I just showed up with a duffel bag of cash, they're going to question me. And I might get, you know, a nice visit by, you know, Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs Services saying, hey, where did that money come from? Now I could turn around and say, look, you know, I've been saving up, and don't laugh, by the way, they're all in numerical order, but I've been saving up and, you know, whatever, for the last 20 years, and that's it. Okay, well, that's going to be hard to dispute. But yeah, it's really weird and really bizarre. You can't buy, for instance, you know, I just put it over there, any precious metal that's over 100 euros in cash. It's illegal. Now, that's in France. What about Belgium, Italy, and Portugal? No. They got a better one. They have 2,500 euros. So, okay. Right, cool. And it just gets insane. There's another one, Poland, you know, have the most relaxed of all EU members, but they have, what, 15,000. So, you know, at least you could buy, you know, a 10-ounce bar of gold or something, and, you know, well, maybe not 15,000 euros, you're not going to get 10 ounces worth. But yeah, it's, actually you might do. But it's really bizarre, and it got me thinking, and this is where all of this has kind of led to. If you get in, you know, cash, I mean, most of us, we do our transactions online, so we're paying through the banks, we're paying every which way, and don't get me started, I'm not going to tell you about how we're losing our money doing this, and how, you know, yeah, the governments are just making it out to be, you know, they get our money. But buying cash, you know, buying stuff and paying in cash is a perfectly, you know, acceptable thing. I've bought and sold a lot in cash. But it's becoming more and more restrictive. And not so much that they want to, you know, weed out, you know, who's doing what, I guess. But they're trying to, essentially, I think, monitor and stop, you know, any kind of, you know, terrorist or whatever illegal activities these fools might be doing. Which, you know, kind of puts a damper on stuff, because if you want to sell something and, you know, you find out, hey, the person just lives, I don't know, down the road or whatever, and they come and they give you cash for it, and yeah, you're happy, they're happy, yeah, you find yourself into a lot of trouble. But it's here. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole cashless society. I mean, I love the terminology that's being used, which is things like, you know, Britain's been, you know, producing notes for over 300 years and so on and so forth. There's no point and there's no end that they're actually going to stop anytime soon. But yeah, you take a look and you're like, yeah, it's just bizarre. Whether or not we are going to go cashless or not at some point remains to be seen. But you just have to wonder. You have to kind of question things and look after yourself. Here in the UK at the moment, we're okay. I mean, if I got pulled over, unless I've been doing something illegal or suspected of being illegal, there's nothing, nada, zip, zilch that the police can do. I can have pretty much up to like a gram's worth of cash on me, which is nothing, but they won't do anything. So I would have had to have broken the law somehow or been suspected of a crime. But elsewhere, yeah, forget about it. You have cash. It's like cash is now the new enemy. And I find that really bad because, at the end of the day, why I've taught my boys to keep cash at hand is that, if something happens, I don't know, let's say I blow lights in the house. And if you ever watched Home Improvement as a show, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. It's hilarious, by the way. Tim Taylor, the tool man. Yeah, I'm going to be laying out a lot of green, man, I'll tell you. Because I'll get an electrician, they come by, you pay him in cash, ta-da. What's going to happen to those businesses? It's just an interesting point. I'm not giving you guys anything concrete to say, because I don't want to make up your own, I don't want to push your minds to one direction. I want it to be an open debate here about this. Is it a bad thing that the governments are kind of put in this narrow gap, noose, as I like to call it, on, how much physical cash you're allowed to have? Or what you can do with your physical cash, because no one's tracking this, and whoever gets this is going to get £10 or £20 or whatever the heck it may be, and they'll get that money in full, and the next person will get that money in full unless they put it in the bank. But is cash such a bad thing? I don't think so. I like to still have it. To me, I don't want to have a lot of it personally. I'm not sure as heck don't want 100,000 US dollars of it lying around, in my own personal, like in a cash pile. I certainly don't want it also in the bank at $100,000 either. There's a balance. I mean, I would have some of it into precious metals, maybe some of it even into investment in portfolios. Again, it's basically diversifying and making sure that you have access to funds wherever and whenever you need it. Now, I mean, we have cash in different forms in this household, so that we have US dollars, we have euros, and so on and so forth, just basically in case, okay? We have precious metals. Me and the boys, we're very much into that. And it's just one of those really weird things that, what is best? Anyway, I know it's a really weird conversation. I would have loved to have done this actually a live video to really interact better with you guys and to go through questions, but it's very easy. You also have to remember, I wouldn't be sharing your gold collections and stacks or platinum and so on and so forth online personally. I got more than you can actually see way behind there. I've done too much of a backstop. But it is an interesting conversation, and yeah, I want to hear what your thoughts and opinions are. So with that being said, no other further statements from me. Leave a comment down below. I want to hear what your thoughts and opinions are on this. And do you think that the EU is going to continue to tighten the noose? Where's that going to lead? I'll see you soon. Bye for now.